Well, good evening and hello. My name is Vic Condotra, and on behalf of Google, I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you on this chilly evening. This is our first Campfire 1. We believe this format of bringing developers together in an intimate setting to work collaboratively in the open is the best way to engage with the developer community, and we hope tonight is the first in a series of many such engagements. At Google, we really care about making the web better for everyone, and that includes developers. We believe by improving the programmatic fabric of the web, by moving that forward, we will enable developers to build more compelling and more exciting applications. And more compelling and more exciting applications, we believe, will lead to more usage. And more usage is good for Google as well as for our many partners. Tonight, we're going to talk about one very special way to make the web better. And that is to make the web better by making it social. Now, you may say, well, isn't the web social already? And to a certain extent, it is. We know that hundreds of millions of users have chosen to sign up to social networks today. And by the hundreds of millions, these users have demonstrated their desire to interact with their friends, with their coworkers, and with their families. What do? They share photos. They share slideshows. They share activities. They share their expressive ideas. They share music and many, many more things. We also know that these social networks have a desire to further engage their users and offer them even more exciting things to do. And in order to do that, why, they've called upon the vast army of internet developers to extend their sites. Now, therein lies a little bit of a problem. As a social network decides to open up its site to developers, that social network exposes APIs, or programming interfaces. Those programming interfaces enable developers to access things like the activity stream, access the profile, or access the individual's friends list. And that's great. It enables developers to write compelling social applications. But for a moment, put yourself in the shoes of that developer. And imagine if that developer would like to have that application work in more than one social site. What happens then? Well, that developer has to think about all those other social sites and all the different programming models, all the different APIs exposed by those sites. This is a problem. Developers are then faced to make very uneasy trade-offs. Which sites will you support? Which APIs will you adopt? Which sites will you not support because of limited resources? In the end, it's the user that suffers, who ends up with less choice and less innovative applications. Tonight, we're here to talk about a solution proposed by Google and its many industry partners, and we call that solution Opensocial. Opensocial is a set of open APIs that enable you to build social applications that work on any website. Now, how does it work? Well, Opensocial, and before I get into how it works, I should make a critical point. Tonight is not about Google Social. Opensocial is an industry standard. It's all of us coming together to find a way to make the web more social, not just Google. So how does it work? Well, websites simply adopt Opensocial. And by supporting the APIs and providing implementations, they enable developers who've written social apps to have those applications now work across any website that supports Opensocial. So it's really that simple. Now, what are the benefits? Let's talk about the benefits first and foremost to the developer. To the developer, Opensocial means distribution, distribution, distribution. A social application developer wants the easiest route to reach the largest number of users. And Opensocial provides that opportunity. It provides a model that only has to be learned once and in fact can run across many, many containers. You're looking at the partners that we have represented just tonight, and we think this is a fantastic way to start off a standard. A huge number of social networks that are supporting the standard, as well as all the top social application developers, and we are thrilled with the industry reaction and support we've received for Opensocial. And you know what? What you're looking at tonight is just the beginning. Because it's an open standard, a very simple internet model, we expect continued momentum as the industry rallies around this particular model. Even tonight, at its introduction, the Opensocial API encompasses sites that include access to more than 200 million users, and we think that's just great for developers. This standard is standards-based. It's part of what the Internet fabric is all about. If you know HTML and you know JavaScript, then you already know how to build an application using Opensocial. Well, what about if you have a website? What can Opensocial do for you? Well, as mentioned earlier, you no doubt want developers to be able to extend your website. And by adopting Opensocial, you get access to the largest pool of developers and have those applications be supported upon your website. What about consumers? Well, in the end, we think for consumers, Opensocial means more. More applications, more choices across more websites. And that is our end game, to make the web more interesting for users and unleash the creativity of developers. Of course, social is more than just about consumer websites. We believe an overlooked area is business. Business has always been social. It's always been about the interactions of individuals. And we believe Opensocial will allow many of our business partners who we're announcing tonight to build social into the context of their business applications and unleash creative solutions, some of which you'll see tonight, that are just really very exciting to see. So let's get into the details. Let's move on and talk about how you build an application with Opensocial. And to do that, I'd like to invite David Glazer, Engineering Director, up to walk you through that. David.
Thanks, Vic.